What's going on, Destiny Knights? Name is Izzy the Gamer. Welcome back to another D6 video. So today in class, yes, class, settle down. Today's class is actually very exciting. I don't know why I keep calling it class.
Is math related to science?
It's not a class. This is more of the complete guide to orbs and crests and whatnot. Even though I'm not completely professional at it, I still understand most of it. Hopefully it does help a lot of y'all early game players out. So smash like if you want to see more of these. I'm just kidding. So yeah, we're basically gonna go over MainStats, Substats, and rerolls. If you do not know what rerolls is, hopefully put a timestamp to what rerolls are. And whatever timestamp. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so besides the cringiness, right? Actually, if you are joining now, it's actually a pretty good time to join, because if you do farm a lot and just gain a whole bunch of points within the game, which, by the way, for some reason today this has been happening where it's not loading. Hopefully they'll fix it soon. Today is the only day I feel like it's been doing this. But anyway, so if you go back here, it will show you get an epic orb, and then you can get buy 10 of them. You don't even initially have to farm. Or you do have to farm, but you get better orbs here. So it helps out. It helps out in the long run. But anyways, let's go ahead and start talking about the main substats, right? What substats to look for? Okay, so let's say Rock Arcana, right? She actually, originally you want to have her on Bravery Orbs. Let's talk about the sets, right? There's 4 sets there's technically 4. The 5th one is kind of iffy. People do not use it as much because we do not have, which is punishment. We do not have enough substat or enough crit rate for us to actually use punishment, so you don't see a lot of people use punishment, unfortunately. But the main 4 are Vitality, Bravery, Iron Wall, and Concentration. The most flexible of them is actually Concentration. Concentration orbs are the most flexible. Reason being is because you can actually let's talk about the sets, right? The actual sets, I didn't even talk about them. Vitality gives HP % 2 set, and a 4th set gives 10%. Same thing goes down. Besides defense, defense actually gives 10%, and then 20% defense once it's a 4 set. Crit rate, same thing with concentration and punishment, 10%, crit damage 20%. So what makes concentration orbs more flexible is that even healers can actually use a concentration. Not suggested for like early game, but it does work sometimes depending on the healer if they actually use attacks. But let's talk about like I said, let's talk about her, right? So her skill initially right here, immediate HP recovery equals to 7% of teen HP and 820% caster's attack power. So what you want to do is actually give her more attack power. Specifically for her, you want to have slot 2 attack percentage. Oops, do not remove. Actually, earlier in the week, one of my guildies actually replaced the orb on his Benito, and it was a perfect orb. And I was like, that I'm sorry, man. It hurts my heart. But yeah, so attack percentage can be used for. I feel like the other 3 for her specifically do not have to be percentages. They can be. The crit rate will always be percentage, so don't worry about that. But these 2. Slot 2 and slots 4, or slot 3 and slot 1. They don't have to be percentage, because she does not do anything based off of her defense or HP here. Like she has HP here just for the 3% skill cooldown, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So that's why she's on Bravery. Let's talk about somebody on Iron Wall. This guy right here. He does damage based off of defense, so you do want to build him with defense. It does not have to be defense. It can be concentration, because he does need to crit. You see it happen again. It does not need to crit, or it does need to crit. If you want it to make a big crit, then go for it. But if you don't have the right substats, then just do Iron Wall. That's what I did. It's much easier. Here, you don't really need crit rate for anything. There are some knights out there that actually need crit for their skills to actually work. This one it can be June can be a lot flexible, to be honest. He can actually be orbed very wellly. We'll talk about the crests and whatnot later on because I feel like orbs are a bit more important. Somebody else who's actually on Iron Wall would be Paper Francisca. This girl, she does the same thing. Ignore defense with that's based off of defense percent or based off of her defense. So that's why I would ruin her or orb her with Iron Wall. You can orb her with concentration as well. It is not too bad. But what you want to focus here on is like damage, skill cooldown. I lost it here. 32% skill cooldown. Not the best, but I try to focus on her skill cooldown and then her damage as well. So that's one of them. Let's see if I remember. I actually have Adonis on Iron Wall as well. I feel like for some reason it's much easier to get skill cooldown on Iron Wall because I actually have 38% skill cooldown on here as well. You're gonna see, I'm telling you, you're gonna see that screen a lot today for some reason. And Maschia as well. See, not a lot of people do this, and I haven't seen a lot of people do this often. And somebody mentioned it to me, like I feel like I'm the only one doing this. Is mixture. So have her concentration and Iron Wall, just because she does damage off of defense. See defense here and based off of defense as well. But I want her to crit as well, so I sort of have her on a hybrid. It is not too crazy here. Let's talk about her as well. I should have looked at the other orbs as well, but I'll go back to Paper Fran and Rock June. So right here, defense, right? Defense percentage because she does her skills do damage based off of defense. So everything else here, you see, fight HP. Like I said, it is not required, or it is not actually that important for you to actually have her on HP percentage. It can be, but it's not as important here as well. Okay, it happened to be percentage, but these were overall really good stats. I should have plus 15 it, to be honest. It's actually a pretty good orb. And then this one as well. And we'll go back to this guy. Same thing here. Orbs here, defense percentage because he does damage off of defense. Other ones, let's see, fight HP, attack percentage again. It just happened to be that. And then career will always be percentage. And then we'll go to this girl. Oops, not Crest. Orbs. Here we go. Orbs, defense percentage. There you go. I have not plus 15'd it because I feel like I can do a better orb on this slot. The ones at plus 15 usually are the ones that I feel like are worth it. That's if you have enough gold. Okay, so those are the ones that for defense percentage are really important. Let's talk about the HP. I know I jumped from attack to defense. Sorry. Okay, we'll scratch off Arcana. We'll go from defense to HP to attack. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to HP. Vitality. I'm always bragging about this girl because she's the best. She's the most overpowered unit in the game, I feel. They did nerf her in a way by making her less used in like the faction boss and whatnot, those type of things. So let's talk about her skills first. So you can see here 75% of max HP, and over here 10% team HP and 12% of the caster's max HP. So that's why you want HP. I focus on HP and skill cooldown reduction. So you can see here I have her on HP percentage. Everything else does not matter. It just happened to be attack percentage, flat defense there, and crit rate as well. So who else is on Vitality? I think this girl is on Vitality. Okay, so I have her on both because I believe she does damage off of defense right here. What the heck? Retry. There you go. Immediate HP recovery, team HP, and 620 and 990 of the caster's defense. So, based off of the HP of the whole team, you will heal, and based off of your defense, which is why I have her on Iron Wall. Right here, I believe damage equals based off of defense. So it's good to have Vitality and Iron Wall because she does damage based and heals based off of defense. Plus, having her on HP is not bad because you will actually you'll actually be able to add on to the team HP. So of course her, I don't even think of, okay, yeah, so she's on percentage here, and then she's on percentage on HP as well, just because you want to focus on that, those percentages on this hero specifically. You see she has flat attack, does not matter, all that matters are the substats when it comes to, when you see a flat substat, that's what I'm looking for, is the, did I say flat substat? Sorry, when you see a flat main stat, when you see somebody in top player or whatever, why does he have this flat main stat as one of his orbs? That's the specific reason why, is because of the substats. So yeah, so the career will, like I said, will always be, I'll keep saying that, career will always be percentage. Let's go ahead and go to, who else is on, I believe, I think this girl was on, I haven't used her since early games, but I'll use her as an example. Actually, funny enough, reason why she's on Vitality is because before, when the game launched, it was actually so hard to farm the other scenarios that I had Vitality orbs on everybody, because that was just the orbs I had. So yeah, so this isn't an ideal this isn't an ideal person to look at. Let's look at Yona. Oh, she actually has orbs. I'm surprised because I actually use another healer. So she does 5% of team HP, and then 47 to 75% of the caster's max HP, and same thing here, team HP and the caster's max HP. So what do you want to slap on her? Vitality. And guess what her main stat here? Oh no, actually I knew it. I think I just put that set on her just because I was like, you know what, I don't use, you know what, let me see if I can just slap this thing on her. HP debuff and buff duration, I'll just equip it on her. Just so y'all won't be confused. So HP percentage should be on her, just because she does the heals over here. Yeah. So and on top of that, she increases defense, which is really good. So yeah. So who else do I have on? No, not you. He saw barely any runes or orbs. I mean, I think nope. I think that is it for them, I believe. Oh yeah, and this girl, she's on a specific, she's on a weird build just because of the fact, like, let's talk about her a little bit, because I want to bring her up more on the substat region. So what does she do? She gets skill acceleration. So the main stats do not affect this one. This one is just like it doesn't matter. What more matters to this is actually this one, because she actually heals based off of attack power. Now, why do I have her on Vitality? Is because of substats. So these two, they don't matter. I have them on. This one happened to be attack percentage. I probably would have put a flat attack if it had the same substats. But I wanted to have a set of bravery on her. People really say it does not matter how you orb this girl, because as long as you have a attack percentage on this slot to make her heal efficient. So converting that, now going from HP or Vitality to let's say, or actually no, I think this girl too. Yeah, so she does here as well. Almost forgot about her. Paper Elk actually does do damage off of AoE damage off of max HP here, and same thing here based off of max HP. So you want what's it called? Let's look at her orbs here. HP percentage, not HP percentage. Why? I'm getting caught on my lies here. Well, I think it's because I was just focusing, because I usually use her for conquest, so I was just like, you know what, let me just slap some stuff on her. I probably should look better. I look at these, I'm like, these are not so good. Okay, but yeah, so the point is you want Vitality orbs on her specifically because she does damage off of max HP. You want HP percentage on her. Don't use her as an example of mine. Okay, I believe this guy is on. Oh, there we go. He's on Vitality as well because he does max HP damage plus bleeding, and then casters max HP damage as well here. So that's what you're looking for. So now we're going to convert from HP to attack. I believe she does not have to be on Vitality. I have her on Vitality just because I want her to be a little bit tankier. I just use her specifically for the faction bosses. So this right here, damage off of attack power, damage off of attack power. But I want more HP so I can actually survive a little bit more. You can put her on bravery as well. She does not have to be on vitality. I just use her that way. So let's go. I keep saying it. Let's convert from HP to attack. Okay. So attack. I've already spoken about Arcana, so we can go ahead and skip her. Scissors. No, scissors. Rock Cesar. This guy is the MVP. He's the king of debuffs. We talked about him last episode. Actually, this guy a stun and 4 debuffs, which is insane. So. Of course, over here he does damage based off of attack, based off of attack here. That's what you're really looking for here. What is on here? Attack percentage. That's what you want to look for main stat. What else? This guy is actually concentration. You can build him on bravery as well. I'm actually building 2 Bonitos for that reason. I want to make one is somewhere over here. I don't have him orbed yet, but because I want to get the this skill at least skilled up. But that's the point. You can actually make them bravery and concentration. There's 2 reasons why, and I'll get more into it when I get into the substats. Oh my gosh, I'm in 17 minutes. Let's okay. You know what? Let's go ahead and move on to substats. What is important about substats? Let's talk about this girl. Okay, this girl, like the most overpowered substat in the game is skill cooldown. Skill cooldown is such a overpowered what's it called, substat, just because of the fact that you can practically use your skills all the time. So on this girl, what you want to focus on substats is skill cooldown and buff duration. So you see right here, like you probably, if you're new, you probably don't know anything about why is that one orange. We'll talk about that. That's called the reroll. So skill cooldown, and that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like a little timer and or a little what is it called? Glass. I forgot what they're called. Hourglass things. Yeah. So that's really what I focus on. You will see skill cooldown on basically every single one of these. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, who else do you want to have skill cooldown on? I've already introduced them. Paper Adonis, because you want this shield up as much as possible. The trio, you want all these 3 with skill cooldown. That's like the priority on all of these. 40% skill cooldown. The other substats for these guys you want to look for, it always depends on the hero themselves or knights themselves. So like I said, her, you want buff duration. You don't want anything else. Don't focus on crit rate. Don't focus on HP. Don't focus on none of that. What you want to focus on is skill cooldown and buff duration. I do not have as much buff duration as I should. I should actually focus more on that, just so I can actually give her more. I'll probably the Crests, I'll level them, max them up as well. The next one, let's say Adonis sort of has that same mindset. You want to go for skill cooldown and buff duration. You can go for defense because he actually does do damage here based off of defense, and then putting this here, damage equal to 800% of defense when the shield is dispelled. Basically, you will do more damage if you have a defense substats, but it's not priority. Priority is more buff duration and skill cooldown. Actually, skill cooldown first, priority, and then buff duration. And same, this guy is a bit more flexible. You can do skill cooldown mostly, and then the other ones are a bit more choosable depending on what you choose. Defense is important. Crit rate is important as well. You can choose whichever ones you want depending on the set you have on him, because since I have Iron Wall, I shouldn't focus more on I shouldn't be focusing on defense, because I already have these sets of iron, or the set of defense, so I don't really need to focus on defense. I focus more on crit rate there. So of course my crit rate is low, but really what I was really focusing on was the skill cooldown because of his OP second skill, which if you don't have any skilled Dragoons, or you don't have as many skilled Dragoons, this guy will practically help that department out. You don't even need it. And if you have both of these guys, they will keep cycling their skills, and it just helps a lot that way. Let's jump to this guy actually, because I actually have not done a video on him because I really am trying to focus on his. I want to make his orbs and his crest really well, so I can actually show him on a well done platform. But really, what I focused on him was skill cooldown, status activation, and actually focused. I wanted to focus on 4 things, but his status activation mostly because he has the debuffs: skill cooldown, disable, and then debuff duration. Reason being, he requires a lot more just because of the fact that he has so much in his kit. You want to do as this guy will be. This guy's actually very stat hungry. So if you want to build him correctly, that's the reason why it's taking me so long to make a video on him. So yeah, so let's go ahead and look at who else actually. We can look at. Let's look at Benito, right? Okay, so let's talk about the substats for him. This guy, like I said, it's sort of the same thing with Rock June, right? So Rock Benito, since he's on concentration, I do not need to focus up on crit rate as much. I can if I want to, especially since I don't have as much crit rate as I should have, but I should focus a lot more on attack. This is why I wanted to build 2, and I actually made a video a while back, and I probably won't remember to put in the link, but I'm making 2 Benitos for that reason, because Nezzy actually explained to me why he doesn't have skill cooldown on his, and I explained why mine. Basically, I use this one for farming, and I want to use the other one for PvP strictly. So this one I actually focus on skill cooldown, crit rate, and then sort of I don't even know why debuff duration. Why is that so high? And attack as well. But yeah, so that's really what you want to focus on. And then on top of that, if you want to do buff duration as well, that would help because he actually does have the attack speed. If you have him on bravery, you don't have to focus on the on the attack as much. You can focus on crit rate and just crit damage, and just completely nuke. You don't have to follow my method. I like to use mine this way because sometimes I use him in a team for farming without Rock June, so it helps that he has that skill up more often, so he can nuke a lot more. Let's go ahead and I believe that's really all I wanted to talk about. When it comes down to substats, I believe depending on on the situation, I feel like I covered the top ones, but let's say any with debuffs, like let's say her, you want to focus on her on status activation, which will, anything with debuffs will require to actually land debuffs. Which is why status activation is really good. Actually, I forgot about this guy for vitality, but it's the same thing. He's an HP tank. Let's talk about rerolls. I know we're so late on time. Okay, you know what? I can't find an orb, and I don't want to upgrade one because it'll take forever to do so. But let's go ahead and talk about the reroll system. If you want to do a reroll, you'll have to plus 15 a orb. I do not recommend re-rolling anything under 3 stars and under. 3 stars and under, 12 plus 12 is fine. Plus 15 will be for 4-star orbs. What is the re-roll? Basically, actually, I believe I can actually do this. But okay, so basically what happens is that let's say let me show you a plus 12 right here, right? So let's say I don't like this orb, but let's say I plus 15 this one, right? And it lands on, let's say, attack, right? Because it's on plus 15 is not going to give you a bonus substat like it usually does. It will actually just roll into one of these 4 substats. So let's say it lands onto flat attack, right? That's the dream, to land it on flat attack, so you can actually change that substat. Now what you would want to do is change substat, click on it, and then you want to click either the scroll exchange or the rubies. I'm not going to change it. I almost did, but where you get the scrolls is from faction boss, so that's where you really want to farm them. So let's say this one, right? It landed on the 4th one. I do not know what the 4th one was, unfortunately, but it does cost a lot of rubies. This is why, like when I talked about what you need to know about this game, I said rubies, spend them wisely. If you have the main heroes, focus on their orbs next and then the rerolls, because the rerolls are very important when it comes down to it. I love how the flashy thing changed now. Oops, I forgot you can actually use the scrolls. So let's go ahead and use the scrolls. So what we want to look for is actually a big roll, because it shows you here, right? It tells you, oh, but you'll be like, but easy. It shows only 3% skill cooldown. How are you getting 6? It's because it rolls twice. So you will not see a odd number of these. You will only see 2%, 4%, whatever. So it brought me back to 4% here. But you can see that these. Let's hopefully get 6% here, because the thing is that this is where it gets very costly, and this is why I was explaining that you need to sort of save your orbs and or your rubies here as soon as this thing freaking loads. Okay, I really do hope that. I wonder if. Let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so yeah, see, this was a high rule for crit damage. So if you wanted this on, well, obviously you don't want Iron Wall on Benito or something like that, but crit damage is actually good for Rock June, because if he crits, boom, more crit. But let's take a look at the actual roll. The actual roll is 2 to 6%. So that means we got 2 6% there, which is really good. Skill cooldown 2%, not enough. So let's keep going. Let's get going. I'm not planning to summon anytime soon unless something crazy comes out. Because that one new monster our hero really wanted to get, but she's not in the rotation anymore. Her name is Dina or Diva or something like that. But yeah, so like I said, this is where it gets costly. I was at 9,000 and now I'm going into the 8,000s. This is why you want to do your arenas and whatnot to get the 1,000 gems in prior or once the week starts, so you can actually have more rubies to actually do this. So let's can oh crap, I can't click cancel, god damn it. This is irritating, and now I understand why. So either way, like I said, I hope this helps. The reroll, like I said, does not have to be skill cooldown. It can be any other substat, whatever substat you're looking for. So let's say buff duration, right? For Paper Adonis or Scissors Carletta. You want buff duration on them, so you can do that. You can focus on buff duration, the double substat, or the reroll on it for double substats. For that, you can do the same. You can do the same thing for Benito here, if you want, or this guy. You can look for crit rate. In reality, I feel like Benito is the one that you want to look for crit rate for. Crit rate and attack percentage. If you want to focus on those, do the subsets for those. You don't have to do the way I'm doing it. And it works for everybody here. Same thing here. I just focused a lot on skill cooldown. That's really what the powerful substat is skill cooldown. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was very helpful. Hopefully y'all understood most of what I was saying. These videos take a long time to do, so hopefully I'll have this uploaded next day. If not, I'll probably just slap a green screen on it. But if I did miss anything, let me know in the comments down below, or if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll go ahead and happily answer. I'll do this off camera because it's kind of time consuming to do this, and I'm already on 33 minutes. So either way, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. All right, peace.